Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. I've come to one of my favourite places on Dartmoor today, but the weather wasn't what I was expecting. Rather than the nice sunny weather we've been having, it's starting to get a little colder. There's a strong wind and a lot of light rain. So I've come into the woodland instead, and I'm hoping either to get some wildlife photography, or if I can't do that, then some woodland shots. So I found myself a spot. I'm just going to sit here quietly. I can see some wrens and there's plenty of other birds around, so I'm going to sit still for a while and see if I can get any shots of them. I decided to move slightly. Wanted to just conceal myself a little bit more, but I also saw a couple of wrens on this rock just down there in amongst the trees. Actually makes quite a nice shot all on its own with the collection of trunks behind it. So let's just sit here a little bit longer and see if I get lucky. Well, I really am finding it quite difficult just to sit still, especially as there's not much going on just now, and the wind keeps blowing and shaking the rain out of the trees. But let's persevere, shall we? Try and teach myself some patience. We all rush around a lot these days, so maybe this is just what I need. Well, I've come down to the river. My patience finally gave up on me. So I've come down here to see if there's any wagtails or other birds along the river. The sun is trying to break through, although it's still raining, so I've had to put the shower cap on my camera. Always good to carry one of those with you, very handy in the rain. There's another gust of wind knocking all the water out of the trees. Anyway, as always, let's see what I can find. Well, it really is quite quiet down here on the river. Water level's very low, as we've had 2 or 3 weeks of very hot, dry weather. So actually it's quite nice to see this drizzle coming down. That might bring the water levels back up a little. Still a lovely spot. I can hear some birds, but whether it's the wind in the trees or the rain, it's very quiet. well, I must take at least one photograph before I go home. The long lens is going to come off, and I've come back to a spot that I photographed at the end of autumn, just going into winter. Now the river level's really low, the trees are really green. I'm going to give it another go. Let's see what we can make of this. Well, that's the shot I'm trying to get. You can see the branches leading in from either side. Very little water coming down, but it is what it is. So, circular polarizer on the camera. I've got a ND filter as well, but I don't think I'm going to need it. And let's look at some settings to get a long exposure and blur some of the water out. Well, first I'm going to focus in on these rocks down here, and I'm at f11, ISO 50. Sun keeps coming in and out. Let's slow it down a little bit. 1.6 of a second. Going to put the 2-second timer on. Let's try that. Okay. Oh, it looks okay. I think the trees will be moving though, that's the only thing. Let's have a look at the water. Oh, water looks okay. Wonder if the polarizer will do anything. That's a much greener shot. Let's try that. Lots of highlights coming through the top there. Really want to wait till the sun goes in, I think. Or maybe even drop the view like that a little bit, try and get less of the highlights. Let's just wait for a bit. Well, I know it's bright, but let's try it anyway. The sun really is coming and going, and because I'm trying to film at the same time, every time I turn the camera on, the sun comes back out again. I think this might be as good as we're going to get. We're at 1 second at the moment. Okay, let's make sure we're focused in on those boulders at the front here. Yep, that will do. Oh, and there goes the sun. Right, quickly readjust the shutter speed and go again. That'll be a much better looking shot, I think. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's just one more. And let's go back up the hill. Well, not quite as good as the shot I got in late autumn. The woodland was very busy, and with the river being so low, it was very difficult to find a leading line and a focal point. I have brightened up the middle of the shot slightly, trying to lead your eye further up river, but still a very busy shot. With this one, I've just moved the composition slightly to the right. Instead of going up the river, I've tried to lead your eye from the boulders in the foreground up and to the right into the woodland. So I've actually brightened the area around those dark trees on the right. And with a bit of dodging and birding, I think this is a much better image. well, I think that's it for today. I've been trying to be patient, but as you can see, not much going on. Heard a few birds, even a dipper down in the river, but couldn't get close enough to photograph them. Anyway, hopefully that shot of the river and the trees comes out, but I think I'm going to call it a day. Anyway, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. But for now, cheerio. Well, don't run away just yet. On my way back to the car across the moor, I did manage to get these couple of images of course, a stone chat. They're always there on the moor and quite easy to photograph. Obviously they perch high on anything they can find and let off their alarm call, which sounds like two pebbles being knocked together, hence their name, Stone Chat. So I managed to get this male in the rain, and both times I've got him calling. So, not a dead loss. Maybe there is still some wildlife on Dartmoor.